everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Breeze. And today we have a wonderful guest coming to you, an official selection of this year's Bentonville Film Festival for the film that was selected called Thin Skin. So tell us a little bit about the project that's accepted into this year's festival and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, it's an honor to be here. My name is Ahamefule Oluo, and I am one of the writers of the film Thin Skin, as well as the star of the film, and I also wrote the score to the film as well. So the film just premiered a couple days ago on Tuesday at the Bentonville Film Festival. And it's been almost 8 years in the making since we started working on the script. We started working on the script while I was still working on the stage show that it's based on. It's an adaptation of something that wasn't even done when we started adapting it. But the stage show was called Now I'm Fine, and it premiered in 2014 in Seattle. And it's a story about a period of time in my life where everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. I got divorced. Suddenly my estranged father from Nigeria, who I'd never met, popped back into my life in a very kind of unpleasant way. And there's just a lot of family drama, turmoil. And then in a moment when you think that things couldn't get any worse, they get much worse when a strange illness just pops up. It's just a series of events that happened in my real life. I previously had worked as a musician and a composer and as a stand-up comic separately. You know, I worked in comedy clubs and I worked in jazz clubs. And the stage show was the first time that I'd kind of put my music and my comedy and storytelling together into one project. And so I was developing that show. Charles Mudede, the director of the film, saw a work in progress of the show and texted me that we should make a movie. And I was a huge fan of his work and a huge fan of his first film, Police Beat. So I was really honored to work with him. And we just really dug in and started writing. And then I brought in my wife, Lindy West, who's a writer, also into the project. And she joined us. And the three of us went through about 25 drafts of the script over the many years that we were fundraising, and you know, the whole time wondering if it was going to get made, and then it did, and we shot a film. And yeah.
Well, you have one aspect of it being a theater production, then you have the other aspect of it being a film. Did you think that it would be we think that that's what it would end up being, or did you have your heart originally set on just the theater production, and then since you had a partner come in and then say it should become a film, and then it sort of graduated to it, did you feel like it would live that lifespan for a project?
You know, I honestly had no expectations whatsoever. You know, when during the period of time that the movie is based on, when I was sick and I couldn't perform, and I was really flooded with a lot of creative ideas, a lot of song ideas, joke ideas, and I was constantly just taking notes of things, and constantly writing things down, melodies, and after the period after I had pretty much recovered from that illness, I kind of had this bulk of stuff, these words and this music, and I never wrote any of it with an intention that it would be anything. It just was, that's what was coming out of me at that time while I was going through that stuff. But I think because it came out of the same time and situation, and it all had like a cohesive feeling. So I knew that it was part of the same thing. I didn't know if that thing was a live show or a movie to begin with. So because I worked in live music, and because I worked in stand-up comedy, and I had relationships with people in the performance world, it seemed like the easiest place to start on the journey. But I was very open to the idea of it becoming other things, and just really being open to
the way that different things are changing. So when audiences watch the film adaptation of this from the play, did you have a certain message or themes that you wanted to stick out that audiences can understand and seep in, any type of messaging or through line that you wanted people to walk away with that really made them have a change of heart or change of mind or feel something, or what do you think in that regard?
I don't know that we ever tried to be extremely like didactic in what we wanted people to take away from the movie. And that was kind of the philosophy behind the live show as well, was to present these events and this music and present them with some kind of emotional honesty. I know that for me, it was an extremely transformative journey to go through those things, and that specific series of events and that kind of condensed time frame really taught me a lot about life, and taught me and made me reflect on a lot of things. So making the live show, I just really tried to stay true to the journey artistically and emotionally. And then when we made the film, we really tried to stay true to that philosophy and just say, let's present this, and let's hope that the same thing happens that happened in the live show, which is at the end of whatever period of time that you sat there and watched it, you went on this journey and you shared in some sort of collective feeling. I don't know how to describe that or define it,
Would you
but
say that it's
yeah,
like a healing process for you since you were hurting, and then this was a recovery aspect, and you might have learned something as you were going through the project? So if it helped you heal, maybe it would help others heal with their
exactly.
situation that you're going through, something like that?
Exactly. And I think by not trying to force that point, really, it allows us to, you know, uh, avoid it being cheesy or seem kind of like faux inspirational, which is um, something that we really never want to do. I think it's really interesting that such a dark and depressing film, people are talking to me about it being uplifting, and that's really beautiful for me, that you can really present a story that is depressing throughout, and people are like, that's uplifting. That's, for me, that feels like an accomplishment.
Pretty great things happen once you move outside of your comfort zone, right? When you
Yeah,
start exploring new things, and then look at all the doors that have opened. So
absolutely.
we're here at the Bentonville Film Festival. You're an official selection for this year. How has it been so far at the festival, your experience with them?
It's been great. I mean, it would have been wonderful to travel there in person and get to have a big red carpet thing. But they've been wonderful. Our Q&A was great. Drea, who moderated, watched the film and had some wonderful questions, um, and it was, more than anything, it was just the first chance for anyone to see the film.
Yeah.
And so you spend 8 years pouring yourself into something, and you don't know how people are going to react. You don't know if it's going to work, or if it's going to be like, oh, this happened, doesn't seem to be having any impact on people. And it's really, it's a real relief to know that that's not, not how it went.
Yeah, well, it's the beginning of something beautiful.
Yeah.
Hopefully, a wonderful relationship between audiences and your film project. So, for people that want to find out more about this film and then check out when it's going to be released, or where they can find it, do you have anything you'd like to showcase, like a website, a social media, or
Yeah.
thing like that?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that to get a taste of the film, the first thing I would recommend is seeing our newly released trailer, which is on the Film Threat website. So if you just Google Thin Skin trailer and Film Threat, it'll come up there.
Sure. We hope to
And
be able to include it in this interview as well, so we can tag
yeah,
on with this along with
yeah, absolutely.
other promotional
Oh,
material.
great. Yeah. And then, thinskinmovie.com. And then, we have an IMDb page, and we have an Instagram, and Thin Skin Movie is our Instagram as well.
Gotcha.
And we're always posting great pictures and things like that. So
Very good. Well, we are going to get the word out about it. It sounds like a very interesting project that has just started its run in the festival circuit. And what once was a theater play is now a feature or a film that can be showcased. And we hope that other audiences will be able to check it out and we hope that you have a great time at the rest of the Bentonville Film Festival.
Yeah, thank you so much, and great to meet you, Alex.
Yes, of course. Great to meet you as well.